Hey everyone, Justin Crumley here with the Cujo Productions channel. Welcome back to another installment of Cujo Productions Sports Talk. Well, it's finally happened. Wrestlemania 32, the big cojones, the granddaddy of them all, the grandest stage of them all, basically the WWE's version of the Super Bowl, if you're not a wrestling fan. But I'm sure you already knew that. Anyway, WrestleMania 32 has just wrapped up. It's just happened. So, how was the show? Well, let's get into it. Okay, first up is the kickoff show. It was Team Total Divas against Team Bad and Blonde. I think that's what they were called. Uh, really not much to say about this match. This is just basically more Total Divas propaganda, which I just think is so stupid that it's even come to this. In my opinion, the women of WWE deserve better. Definitely, especially Paige, Natalia, uh, Naomi, Emma. To me, they're too talented for this. Not that the other women aren't, but well, Eva Marie certainly isn't. Can we all just agree? Eva Marie sucks. And this whole match in general, in my opinion, just didn't even need to happen. Thankfully, it was the kickoff. It was on the kickoff show, not the actual card. It was just one of those matches that people would watch to kind of like a warm up. So it happened. I really don't have a lot to say about it. Um, Team Total Divas won. Everyone probably saw that coming. I will say, when Nikki Bella came out, it was a pretty cool moment at the end because, I don't know if you guys heard, from what I'm hearing, Nikki Bella is basically done. Her career is over with. And it's a real shame, too, because, it sucks to have to go out early, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Sum it up, I really don't have a lot to say about this match. It happened. Team Total Divas won. End of story. Usos versus the Dudleys. This was also part of the kickoff on the USA Network. I did see this match. Much like the last match, really not too much to say. This was a storyline that was a little rushed and not too developed, at least in my opinion. I've never really been crazy about the Usos. I kind of find them a little generic, a little boring. I don't think they should have been Tag Team of the Year in 2015. I think the New Day should have been the Tag Team of the Year, but we're just not going to talk about that. That's old news. And the Dudleys, the Dudleys they haven't been very good since they came back. They've been basically jobbing, and I think they were brought back to kind of help elevate some of the other tag teams on the roster, which is fine. That's not a problem, but it's a little hard to do that when they get booked in these feuds that don't really go anywhere. I mean, the last time they had a feud that really elevated anyone, it was the New Day, and that's when they literally first came back to WWE. Back in, I think, God, what was it, November when they came back? November 2015? October 2015? Somewhere around there. Late 2015 is when they came back, and their feud with the New Day was probably the most memorable, at least to this point. So, basically what I'm saying is it's hard to put people over when you're jobbing. Really not a lot to say about this match. As I said, already. Pretty decent match. Not great. Right where it needed to be. It was a part of the kickoff show. It wasn't on the actual card. So I guess for what it wasn't bad. Had some good moments. The Usos did end up winning this one, which I kind of saw it coming. I kind of didn't. I wasn't sure what to expect out of this match. As I said, this whole feud was kind of just never really developed that well. It just spontaneously happened. The Dudleys just attacked the Usos and put them through tables. At the end of the match, the Usos got their revenge. The Dudleys went to go beat their asses again, but the Usos put them through tables. So, pretty good way to hopefully end this feud. And well, we'll see where it goes from here. Callisto versus Ryback. I actually missed this match. My buddy and I guess they ran the pre-show while the kickoff was going on WWE Network. So I don't really have a lot to say about the match. I can give my thoughts. I know Callisto won. I do know that Callisto ended up going over, which I'm really happy about. I like Callisto. I just hope they book him better from this point on, at least for now. Being U.S. champion. This feud right here, it's very cookie cutter, cliche, simple, been done before. Ryback being this, oh, I'm big, you're little. Little guys don't get to be champion. It's been done before. And I guess this is really the best that WWE, the creative, could have done with this kind of storyline. Um, you know, and it just I wish I could have got more invested into it, and I wish I saw the match because I don't know what I missed, if I missed anything at all. So yeah, really not too much to say. Just really happy that Callisto went over, and as I said before, I hope he gets booked better from this point on. You maybe put him in a feud with Sin Cara. That'd be kind of cool. At least in my opinion, it would. The 7-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Wow, was this one? This one was a shocker to say the least. Second year in a row that the Intercontinental title's been defended in a ladder match at WrestleMania. Wow. Now going into this match, I had one of two people winning this: Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now, with Kevin Owens, I thought there's just no way they're going to take the belt off of him just yet. The guy's a ratings grabber. People like him. He's an amazing heel. He's probably one of your top heels. It'd be stupid to take the belt off of him unless it was Sami Zayn, because they've been building up this Kevin Owens Sami Zayn feud, which goes back to their NXT days, and it's a good feud. It's a good rivalry. I would like to see that be expanded upon a little more. And I thought if Kevin Owens doesn't come out with the belt in this match, Sami Zayn's going to. There's not a doubt in my mind. But surprising enough, Zack Ryder won this match. Yeah, don't adjust your volume, don't adjust anything on your computer or phone or PS4, Xbox One, whatever device you're watching this on. Do not adjust it. Zack Ryder won the match. He's the Intercontinental Champion. And, I can say that I was actually quite shocked with this. I didn't think in a million years Zack Ryder would ever hold a title again, but lo and behold, he's Intercontinental Champion. It is cool to see, to be fair. I'm not really the biggest Zack Ryder fan, in all honesty. I don't hate him or anything. I don't even dislike him. I do like him. I think he deserves, I felt really bad for him when he got buried by the whole John Cena Kane feud. I felt really bad for him, and it's good to see him holding a belt again. And props to WWE for throwing us for a swerve. I don't think anyone saw that coming. I certainly didn't. Zack Ryder, congratulations, you earned it. But yeah, just now I want to know where this is going to go from this point on. Are we still going to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn go at it for no reason? Or are we going to see Kevin Owens actually shoot for the WWE World Heavyweight title? Who knows? The sky's the limit, and I'm definitely curious to see where they go from this point on. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho, for the fourth time we're seeing this. Another match with an outcome that kind of surprised me, and I'll get to it in a minute. This is the fourth time we've seen these two fight. These guys, they put on great shows. I don't think there was surprising enough, there wasn't really all that much hype for this match because, well, we've seen it 4 times, 3 times previous to this. So I don't think a lot of people were too excited for it. And to be fair, it was a good match. I really enjoyed it. My only problem was the outcome. Chris Jericho ended up winning this match, and I know people would probably say, burial, or, I don't think it's fair to say that. I don't think it's fair to say that Jericho buried AJ Styles. But the reason I personally didn't like this outcome, I didn't like Jericho winning. Now, Jericho's one of my all-time favorites, but the reason I didn't like it so much was because this is AJ Styles' first WrestleMania. I just thought it would have been better for him to go over and, just become more elevated. And, it was a good match. I definitely don't see AJ Styles being, buried per se, but I just thought it would have been better for AJ Styles to come out on top in this one. Um, but the build up for this match just wasn't very big. So both guys put on a tremendous show. Hopefully that's the last we see because we've seen it 4 times. It's time to move on. Let's move on to other things. Jericho, I don't know where he's going. I don't know if he's going to be back on Raw tomorrow or Monday, I should say. Technically, it's Monday at the time I'm making this. I don't know where they're going to go. AJ Styles is going to be here is going to be in WWE for a few years, so he'll have more WrestleManias, and I'm sure he'll pick up a win at one of them. But yeah, overall, pretty good match. Wasn't too big of a fan of Jericho going over, but whatever. It is what it is. And, well, as I've said about 100 times now, let's see where they go. The New Day versus the League of Boring. Yeah, I call it the League of Boring because I don't like these guys. I really don't. And that's a shame, too. I like Wade Barrett. I like Rusev. I thought those two deserve better. Sheamus, just, I don't hate anyone in there. Del Rio, I'm not the biggest Del Rio fan. I'm not, and I just thought this match right here, I didn't think it needed to happen. I actually didn't know this wasn't for the tag team titles, which pretty much means that the tag titles weren't defended tonight. And, kind of a waste of a time slot, in my opinion. This match, honestly, I couldn't tell you anything about it other than the fact that the New Day came out rocking Super Saiyan outfits, and it was awesome. That's really it. This match, not very memorable. Especially not, not for, it wasn't even for the tag titles. And then what happened at the end, I love seeing Shawn Michaels come out, Steve Austin, and Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mick Foley, they all came out after the match and beat the hell out of the League of Boring. Then they kind of danced with the New Day and until Stone Cold stunnered. I think it was Xavier Woods. Yeah, he stunnered Xavier Woods. And so that was cool, but as cool as that moment was, I found it a bit pointless. I think it was just kind of WWE's way to try and get the crowd back into it. Don't get me wrong, again, I love seeing, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, and Mick Foley, but I just didn't see really the point, other than the fact that they just came to beat the hell out of the League of Nations and just have a little moment. Overall, the League of Nations did end up winning this match, so really just kind of a pointless match, and I hate to sound like a whiner. I wanted to see Enzo and Cass fight the New Day for the tag titles. I thought that would have been a much better storyline and a much better match. Certainly more memorable. Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar in a no-holds-barred street fight. There was a lot of hype for this match. Those Dean Ambrose promos where he was getting all those weapons from all those, legends was a lot of fun. There was a lot going into this match. And to be fair, great match. I really did enjoy this match. But much like the last match and the AJ Styles Chris Jericho match, I did not like the outcome to this match. Now, excuse me for a minute. I'm going to kind of rant a little bit here. And I want to make it clear. I don't hate Brock Lesnar. I don't dislike Brock Lesnar. But he did win this match. I want to know what the fucking point was. I want to know what the fucking point was. And I remember when I was listening to, the podcast, the Art of Wrestling podcast with CM Punk on it, the one where he ripped WWE. He said it. He mentioned that he told Vince that it's bullshit that, he dropped the belt to The Rock, who wasn't on Raw the next night, lost to, I think it was Triple H, wasn't wrestling anymore after that, at least not, for the foreseeable future. and then he loses to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. What is the goddamn point? Oh, no, excuse me, it was The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He lost The Undertaker, and The Undertaker wasn't going to be on Raw the next night. And I just feel like with this match, Dean Ambrose, and I don't just say this because Ambrose is my favorite guy on the main roster. Ambrose, I think, needed a win. I think Ambrose needed a win more than anything. He's been losing a lot of big matches, prior to, not counting Royal Rumble because he did technically win that match. But he lost his Intercontinental title, and he's really done nothing significant since. I think he needed this kind of win to get some ground. But instead, they just fed him to fucking Brock Lesnar and had Lesnar go over. And honestly, here's why I'm a little pissed about this. When's the next time we're going to see Lesnar? Are we even going to see him again on Monday Night Raw, the next Monday Night Raw, or is it going to be another goddamn month? Is he not going to come back for another month? Because he's a fucking part-timer. I just did not see the point of, having him go over. But, nonetheless, good match. Just hated the outcome. The triple threat match for the Women's Championship. We get to say that now. I'll explain. I'll give my thoughts on that in a minute. Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Sasha Banks. Wow, on paper, this match was going to be great. I actually anticipated that it would be the match of the night. And it didn't disappoint. It was a really good match. Especially you want to give props to Sasha Banks for that Eddie Guerrero tribute. That was really cool. It was really cool to see. Rest in peace, Eddie. We really do miss you. But continuing on, this match had so much hype behind it. And I was especially excited because these are 3 of the 4 horsewomen. This match, I thought was going to just... I thought it would have been the match of the night. And as I said, it didn't disappoint. However, it wasn't match of the night. And the reason being the outcome. I hated the outcome of this match. I hated the end result. Now, Charlotte ended up going over in this match, which, okay, I didn't personally want that. I wanted Sasha Banks to win. Becky Lynch is my favorite on the main roster, but, I knew she wasn't going to win. I knew it was either going to be Sasha or Charlotte. I was kind of hoping more for Sasha. In fact, I was definitely hoping for Sasha over Charlotte. And it has nothing to do with me disliking Charlotte or anything. It's just her reign as champion has been plagued by Ric Flair. And I say that because he's literally bailed her out of every match. And I know, she's a heel. She's not supposed to win clean. Not all the time. But she literally hasn't won clean once. Except for beating Nikki. And she, except for beating Nikki when she first won the belt. That's the only time she ever won clean. She didn't beat Paige clean the first time. She didn't beat Paige clean the second time. Didn't beat Becky Lynch clean. Didn't beat Brie clean. And didn't win this match clean. Literally every win she has. And it's been the same way every time. Ric Flair bailing her out. And to me, I'm getting tired of that because... To me, in my opinion, it kind of derails Charlotte as a champion. And I know she's heel. I know she does have to pull out some dirty tactics. But with Ric Flair helping her all the time, it's a little difficult for her to stand out. It's a little difficult for her to be her own person when Ric Flair is literally bailing her out in every match. I just didn't like the outcome. And Ric Flair did it again. He grabbed a hold of Sasha Banks. And Becky Lynch ended up tapping out. So I wasn't happy with the outcome. I wouldn't have cared if Charlotte won clean. I think she would have looked a lot stronger as a champion. And overall, it would have been a better match. I, again, very curious to see where they go with this. Just hated the outcome. Other than that, it was a great match. And real quick, let's talk about the new Women's Championship. I love it. I'm so happy that it's referred to as the Women's Championship. I also like the design. I know it's the exact same thing as the WWE World Heavyweight title, but if you think about it, that's actually a good thing because then it basically says that the women's division and the men's division are equal. They're equal. They're going for basically the same thing. Only difference is the women's title is red and has a white belt. So there is some differences. Overall, I love it. Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. Wow, this match. A lot of stipulation, a lot of story involved in this match. If Shane wins, he gets control of Raw. Undertaker wins, then the Authority keep control of Raw. But if Undertaker were also to lose this match, he'd be done with WrestleMania. So the stakes were pretty high for both men. And this match, easily the match of the night, in my opinion. Now, when I first heard this match, I'll be honest, my reaction, I wasn't too excited for it. But Shane McMahon, man, for a 46-year-old man, he really put on a hell of a show. Undertaker also did really well. Both men did great. This match, I just can't praise it enough. And really the best part of it was when Shane hopped off the top of the cell. Absolutely fantastic match. Very much a fan of this match. And I'll be honest with you, the outcome, there's something about it that I hate. And here's what I hate about the outcome, that The Undertaker won this match. Now, I'm happy to see The Undertaker win. I really am. I love The Undertaker, but here's my problem with him winning. Now, nothing is going to change. At least as far as the Authority goes. The Authority is still going to be in control of Monday Night Raw. And in my opinion, it's getting stale. It's getting old. I was actually kind of hoping that we would get a face general manager on Raw, maybe a brand split. It could still happen. But, just the Authority, it's getting old. I'm sorry. And I'm not a guy who, root for the face, boo the heel all the time. Even though that's kind of how it should be. But I think we can all agree. The Authority, it's getting old. It's getting old. It's been around since 2013. It's time for change. It's time for something new. This whole thing, just, now that Shane lost, unless there's something else in the back pocket, there's some kind of backup plan, there is it basically just became another one of those McMahon versus McMahon storylines with Vince going over without even really doing anything. But nonetheless, great match. Definitely the match of the night. Just not too happy about basically what we're going to see on Monday Night Raw. Unless there's a plan. And I hope there is. The Andre the Giant Battle Royal for the Andre the Giant Trophy. Memorial Trophy, whatever you want to call it. This is a thing that started 2 years ago, and I thought this would have been a cool. It was a cool concept at first. It was a really cool way to get some young talent over, or give them a push, and it was showing because Cesaro won the first one, and that was really cool. And then last year, Big Show won, and it was just kind of like, huh? Okay. Damian Sandow probably should have won, but okay. So I wasn't all that excited for this, but and then when I saw everyone coming out, it was even less exciting. It was like, oh God, no one's getting a proper entrance. A few people got a proper entrance. Shaquille O'Neal was in this match. I was just hoping he didn't win. Now, who did win? Baron Corbin. Yeah, Baron freaking Corbin. And this is probably the first match of the night, besides the opening Zack Ryder match, that I'm not pissed off at the outcome. Well, Callisto. I wanted Callisto to win. But the outcome to this match, it was great. I loved that Baron Corbin won this because it's a good way to introduce him to the main roster, to the fans that haven't seen him in NXT. And I think Baron Corbin is a good heel. I just hope that this means the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal starts to mean something. I don't want it to become just another thing at WrestleMania. Baron Corbin winning it, hopefully that helps legitimize it, and hopes that it paves the way for up-and-coming stars, and it just gets better from here on out. So overall, very happy with this one. And then there was The Rock's moment. Really not much to say about this. He just kind of came out, cut a promo, and said that, to tell the people that they actually broke the attendance record. 101,763. So that was cool. Then the Wyatts came out. They had like a 6-second match. Eric Rowan got pinned by The Rock. Then the three of them got in the ring. John Cena came out. I admittedly I was happy about that. I'm a John Cena fan. I won't lie. But yeah. Then The Rock and Cena kind of had a little moment where they're just beating the hell out of the Wyatts, and overall it was kind of pointless. But I was happy to see Cena. It was a pretty decent moment. But overall, it was just one of those things where, hey, we need to get the Wyatts out there somehow. Let's have them go up against The Rock, But whatever. They just needed something for The Rock to do because they were advertising him, and yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. It was an okay moment. Really cool to see John Cena. I don't know if this means he's back. I don't think it does. I think we would have seen him in The Undertaker. Probably. That was the original plan from what I heard, but I don't know. We'll have to see from here on where that goes. But overall, just not too much to talk about other than what I just said. Main event time. Triple H, Roman Reigns. I could pretty much just sum this up in one sentence. Roman Reigns won, and we all knew it was coming. Now, to be fair, I don't actually hate Roman Reigns. I know a lot of people don't like him. I don't really hate him. I don't even really dislike him. I just think he's been booked horribly. Just terribly. They tried making him the underdog. It didn't work. They basically tried making him the Stone Cold thing, and that didn't work. And I think Roman Reigns does have potential. I just think they need to turn him heel. I think he'd be much better as a heel, show off a little bit of personality. The crowd's already against him, so I think the best thing for him to do at this point would be to turn him heel. But nonetheless, as for this match, it was about what you would expect. Triple H came out, had a epic entrance. Which, by the way, Stephanie McMahon's little monologue before Triple H came out, the whole time she was talking, I couldn't help but think of like a really low budget, crappy sci-fi fantasy action movie from the 70s. Like one of them Star Wars rip-offs, Turkish Star Wars or Turkish Batman, whatever. I couldn't help but think of something like that. It was so cheesy, at least in my opinion. At first, I found this match a tad bit boring. I thought it was, I was kind of like, oh, God, this is our main event. Ugh. As it progressed, it got better. And as I said, Roman Reigns won. I knew it was coming. He wasn't well received. And as I said, I think WWE should turn him heel. I think it'd be better, for lack of a better term. It's what's best for business. At least in my opinion. Well, that's all I have to say about WrestleMania 32. Overall, I would, if I had to give it a grade, I would say a C+. It wasn't a terrible show by any means, but given the card, let's be real, the card didn't really look all that strong. It did look a little predictable, and to WWE's credit, they threw us for some swerves. Zack Ryder winning, Jericho winning. But not all of which were good. Charlotte winning, the way she won, as I said, I didn't like. I didn't like Brock Lesnar winning. I thought that was kind of stupid. But Baron Corbin winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal was really cool. Undertaker Shane McMahon was definitely the match of the night, at least in my opinion. Roman Reigns Triple H was about what you would expect, and I'm giving it a C+ because I didn't think it was great. I didn't even think WrestleMania 32 was good. But it wasn't terrible. I just thought there could have been some better outcomes. But nonetheless, whatever. It is what it is. You've heard my opinion. I want to hear yours. What did you think of WrestleMania 32? What did you think of all the matches? What do you think of the new women's title? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Whatever. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. If you're not having a great day, well, I hope it gets better. Until next time, I'm Justin Crumley, and this is Cucho Productions, signing out.